My dearest gentle viewers, today we venture to a most refined and picturesque corner of Leeds, a place of sweeping parklands and tranquil waters, where ladies may stroll with grace and take high afternoon tea. So do join me for an outing of the utmost sophistication to the truly splendid I don't do posh. We're just off to Roundhay Park. Hi, I'm Jo. I'm one half of Straight Out of Yorkshire, and welcome back if you've been following along. Thanks to everybody who's subscribed. So today isn't an overnight trip, it's just a lovely day out. And this is one of the things I love about having the van. We use her as a day van as well, so it just gives you that access to actually get to places. It's also nice that I can come home tonight. I've got stewed and dumplings in the slow cooker, and we can be home in time for Bridgerton. So, are you ready, Enid? Yeah, of course she is. You don't need to stay overnight, like I say. You don't need an expensive campsite to come out and explore. In fact, you don't actually need a van. You could come by car, use the train, you can actually walk. It's all to do with getting out there and experiencing all these things by yourself. There's something really quite pleasurable about connecting with what you would have done when you were younger. We grow up, you know, we get married, we look after the kids, we look after the grandkids, and we don't have that much time for ourselves, to be honest. So I'm finding that more of these solo trips I'm actually doing, I'm actually enjoying my own company. I'm wanting to push myself further out of my comfort zone, so hopefully that's something I'm going to be doing later. Sometimes it's not about the travelling, it's not about travelling miles away, it's just about getting out, having some fresh air and exploring somewhere by yourself. So the history of Roundhay Park dates back a long time ago. William the Conqueror in the Norman Conquest, he actually gave a lot of this land to his mates, the guys that had stood by him. They used it for hunting, and William would come back and actually hunt red deer around here. So there's more to it than just the normal parks and slides and everything that we see today. I mean, if you're going to come hunting and you're going to come and do what you do, it's a perfect spot. The building that we're coming up to now is called the Mansion. It was actually built for some local wealthy landowners in 1812. And it's got 17 bedrooms. Today it's used mainly as a wedding venue, and it's got a beautiful cafe, and the restaurant is very good in there as well. Imagine looking out to this on a morning, having a coffee, having your breakfast. At some point in its history, Roundhay Park and the Mansion must have fallen into a little bit of financial difficulty, and it was actually given to the people of Leeds. The council, they've looked after it now for a long time, and when it was actually opened, Queen Victoria's son actually came and opened it for everybody to see. Enid absolutely loves this place. She gets to run round, she gets to play with all her other friends. And of course, one of the favourite things Enid loves more than anything else is children. And there's always plenty here. And this is the beautiful Canal Gardens. Looks beautiful in summer, Not a great deal to see in the winter, but soon it'll be spring and all the flowers will be coming out. This is the place where everybody would have come on a Sunday morning for a stroll and quite possibly to meet prospective partners. A little bit like a social outing, a promenade, I believe that's what they call it. Quite a lot more sophisticated than our day now with the modern nightclubs and the internet and whatever way people are choosing to meet. Something really quite romantic about the fact that the ladies got dressed up, the men polished their shoes and were on the best behaviour, hoping to court one of the eligible ladies of Leeds. Today I suppose it's more like quiet reflection of things in the past. It is a very, very quiet place. The Canal gardens lead into the entrance to the Rose Garden, which is again a lovely place. And then over there you're going to find the ever popular tropical world with butterflies galore and a family of meerkats, which is really which is an amazing day out, whether you're an adult or a kid. Somewhere right in the middle of the woods is an old abandoned summer house. I only just found out about that a couple of weeks ago, never knew it existed. So our next little walk is somewhere right in the middle of the forest about there, and I'm hoping we're going to be able to find it. Roundhay Park has two amazing lakes, the bottom lake and the top lake. Top lake has fountains and is a little bit smaller, but this bottom one, where the cafe and the walk all the way around the lake, is called Waterloo Lake. And the landowner actually got wounded soldiers that were convalescing from the Battle of Waterloo to actually come and dig out the lake. They didn't dig it all, obviously. This was just to disguise some of the lead mining landscape. They turned it into a lake. Very impressive. We also have a beautiful lakeside cafe. So even if you don't want to come here and actually walk all around Roundhay Park, just come and actually enjoy the view over the lakes with a drink and a bite to eat. And the food in here is very reasonable, and it's really, really nice. Very nice to sit out in summer and watch all the kids actually feeding the swans, which we do have plenty of. You don't actually appreciate how big Roundhay Park is until you realise that I'm now at almost the opposite end of where I started, up near to the mansion. And if I turn you round now, you're going to find that the mansion is right up at the top of that hill. So you can easily spend a full day here walking around. We're going to head up into the forest now, and hopefully we don't get lost. It is looking quite muddy up there, and the little instructions that I have read is to keep the golf course, which is right up at the top of there on your right hand side, and the lake to your left, and just keep walking up in a diagonal direction. So let's go see what we can find. That's not gone to plan really. I've walked for what seems like miles, at least 20 minutes or so, but I think I know where I've gone wrong. So I'm going to head back down to the lake now and take the next path. And fingers crossed I'll find it then. I'll let you know. And there we are. A few wrong turnings. A little bit muddy. Can't believe how muddy it actually was. Enid's filthy. She's going to need a bath when we get back. But we found it. Well done, Enid. The old bandstand that belonged to the family of Kidston Hall, used for family events and the such. Not a bandstand, sorry, I beg your pardon. It's called a summer house. Who would have thought? Just one of the lost hidden gems of Roundhay Park. Getting a proper Bridget at the moment. Sitting out with a cup of tea, listening to the band, all dressed up. And of course, I wondered if they had corned beef sandwiches and brown sauce. It's easy to see why this is visited by so many people. Roundhay Park is one of the largest in Europe, and it's on our doorstep, and it's worth discovering. This area has to be one of my favourite spots. It holds so many memories. We used to bring the kids here sledging, we've been to firework displays. This area was actually dug out and intended to actually be another one of the Great Lakes. However, the landowner actually ran out of money. If you can see over to the right, a seating area was dug out for local school children from around Leeds to have an open day and sports day. And it's then just become a natural amphitheatre over the years. Would you believe this is a place that U2, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Robbie Williams, they've all performed. Ed Sheeran was here a few years ago. Lewis Capaldi, he's actually doing a tour around the UK this year, and he's actually performing here. Now I hear his sales in Roundhay are not going so well, so Lewis, if you're actually listening, I'll come along and see you, and I'll even stick the kettle on and make a proper Yorkshire brew. And there she is, Beryl, sat patiently waiting for us. We've had a cracking day out. It's just proof that you don't need to go far to have an adventure, and you don't need to stay overnight. Obviously at Roundhay there's no designated parking spaces, but there is some wild camping spots, you know, quite close here that are really, really safe. And I'd like to think that the end of one adventure is the start of the next one. So join me soon and look after yourself. Good girl. Did you enjoy that? Of course you did.